The truth, the truth, the truth set you free, set you free.
Let's go. Welcome to another edition of the Veritas Machine. I am Tony D, your host. This is where the proof meets the truth, baby. Let's go. Hit that like button. Share this out to your friends. 10 days of darkness. T-minus 10. Tell me how much you love me. All right, here we go. Welcome to another edition, that is right, of the Veritas Machine. I am Tony D, your host. Welcome, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Make sure you check it in. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. From the pineapple to the Big Apple, from Maine to Spain. Let me know where you're checking in from. Everybody take a deep breath and enjoy the show. Okay? Again, make sure you like, share. If you want to support this channel, that's the best way to do it, is like and share this out so that other people will like it. Leave yourself a comment if there's something that you want me to cover in the comment section below. Greetings. Greetings from Tennessee. Tennessee. So, the great, is that the, oh, that's Marianne Williams. Whatever. The great speaker, the great motivational speaker with us today. Hello, Ohio, Sunshine State. What is that? Is that Florida? That's Florida. All right. Well, from the UK. Well, you're gonna want to know about this over there in the UK, especially. But here, we're gonna learn about where this whole 10 days of darkness thing came from. Okay, 10 days of darkness. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Come here. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Let me ask you something. Do you know what happens when the Queen dies? The Queen of England. Oh, really? This is what happens when the Queen of England dies. I wanted to bring you into this story and some of the origins of where you would hear that phrase, 10 days of darkness. Where does that come from? The Queen passing away will feel like no less than a national emergency. Well, hey, like anybody in the... All right, well, there we go. There's the title of the program. This is the code name for what happens and when the media says when the Queen is dead, when she passes away. These are the protocols that they have. Man, wait until you see this. London Bridge is down. It's her father. No offense, but I think we could put an X over one of these chairs. Too soon? I don't know. Hey, Sid. I personally would have used some different colorful adjectives in this documentary and in this copy, but I just saw this morning and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna roll this because I love it. And you guys just turned everything off. Yes. Ooh. Well, then let me fix that. I'm using a new format here, but you're getting to see some really nice footage. All right, let's start this to the beginning. We can just go back a little bit here. Let's go right back to about here. And we are going to stop screen. And we're going to reshare it with... I thought I put the audio on. That's strange. Boom, boom, down. Yeah, share tab audio. What the fuck?
She's not only
guys
the
got it now?
longest reigning monarch in the history of Britain, but also the most loved one
Everybody
as well.
has sound, right?
Three
Okay.
of the last
Just
four
going back a
prime
little.
ministers were born after she came to the throne, and most of the living world's population has only seen one queen on the throne for all of their life, which makes her absence an unimaginable
Yeah, you guys got to
thought.
check your audio.
As the law of nature dictates, her reign must end with her unfortunate demise sometime in the future, and when this happens, this will mark as the biggest
Well, then
event
go somewhere
of the
else, Flissy.
21st
Okay?
century.
How
Britain
about
will
this?
lose the
How about I
last...
help you? Okay. This is old news, huh? Well, it's new news to me. So there, we block you and you get the fuck out of here. Thank you.
living link with its former
Listen,
greatness.
guys, I tolerate zero. Okay? I just want to show you some stuff. I want to watch some videos. I want to relax. I want to have a good day. Trolls, I'm just going to throw you the fuck out. Okay? Like, I have no patience for you. All right? I'm here to broadcast to people who are intelligent and ready to enjoy something, you know? What's up, Tap?
The country will use this occasion to revisit its glory once again.
And everybody
The Royal
make sure
Palace has been preparing for this day since...
Make sure that when you get a second, the Alethea Project who just checked in here, make sure you give him a sub because, you know, a lot of the stuff that you see on here is based on his research. A lot of the stuff that you guys watch on some other channels. So you might want to follow him.
the 1960s under the code name of Operation London Bridge, and there have been meetings several times a year behind closed doors to refine the details.
Now, see what he just said? They've been meeting behind closed doors for decades to rehearse the Queen's death. What?
The particulars of this grandest plan had remained...
Flissy truther. If you have the word truth in your name when you come in here, you might not want to say anything.
A closely kept secret until Sam Knight, a journalist for the Guardian newspaper, interviewed dozens of people involved with a promise of confidentiality. Everything down to the last minute is carefully planned to give Queen Elizabeth a farewell, the kind of which the world...
Jeez, man, you know, I look at this and look at this shit, man. What the look at this
is carefully planned to give Queen Elizabeth a farewell, the kind of which the world has never seen, and most probably will never see again.
Well, I hope
so. Watch till the end of the video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
This is the secret
in
protocol.
her final hours, the Queen will be with her family and a team of doctors led by the Queen's senior doctor, Professor Hugh Thomas. He'll constantly monitor her health and also consider what information...
I don't know. Is this a commonly known fact in Britain who the Queen's doctor is? Is this something that you guys know? Because in the U.S. we don't really. I mean, you know, obviously the president would have their own doctor. I don't even remember Trump's doctor's name or Biden or any of them. I don't remember any of them. I don't know if
information should be made public. People will be notified about the Queen's health at a regular interval.
Are you saying that she passed away in 1992, Tap? I really think that they're doing a whole weekend of Bernie's with her. I'm sorry. I feel like they have got her, you know, like waving with a stick.
Until the last bulletin,
Generally
which may read something like this.
King's life is moving peacefully towards its close.
As it happened in the case of George V.
Now, this is George V. He was previously the King of England. Okay. You know, and the way that you could tell is that if you look at these medals on his chest and the thing around his neck, I think I'm gonna do my mustache like that because that's pretty sweet. Looking pretty good there, George.
George V's doctor then injected him with 750 milligrams of morphine and a gram of cocaine.
Okay, so let me just tell you something. Look at what they did to finish him off. Does anybody know this part? That the doctor for King George gave him a little, right? Gave him a little, let's hear that again. Now, listen, this is what they do. They put out a statement like this. And then what they're going to do to Queen Elizabeth, listen.
As it happened in the case of George V. George V's doctor then injected him with 750 milligrams of morphine and a gram of cocaine, enough to kill him twice over, primarily to ease the monarch's suffering and give him a peaceful, quick death in time for printing presses of the times.
See that? Look at that. They dosed him up so that they could crack it in the papers before midnight. Let us just hear that one more time. So basically, they gave him a hot dose. They killed him. They killed
him with 750 milligrams of morphine and a gram of cocaine, enough to kill him twice over.
Stelio, great question. I don't care.
Primarily to ease the monarch's suffering and give him a peaceful, quick death in time for printing presses of the times, which rolled at midnight.
So they offed the freaking king so they could make the papers. Yeah, that's a little more than nighty night right there. That, I mean, look, I got to tell you this. He was high as fuck when he died. So it couldn't have been that bad, right?
Monarch suffering and give him a peaceful, quick death in time for printing presses of the times, which rolled at midnight. It's expected the Queen's doctor will do the same. The moment
it is expected the Queen's doctor will do the same. I disagree on that protocol. I think this guy right here might do it. I think this guy in the tie who's sitting here next to this fella, next to this guy in the white jacket, the fella next to the fella, allegedly. I don't know who this fella is, but I think he's the one who's going to do it.
Queen closes her eyes.
Quick story. I worked at Harrah's Trump Polo Club in New Jersey in the very early 80s. One of my first jobs. Prince Charles was there playing fucking polo. I got to meet Prince Charles when I was and he didn't try and tickle my balls or anything. Honestly, I was a little disappointed.
Charles will be the new king. The first official to get the news of the Queen's demise will be the Queen's private secretary, Edward Young.
That's a great question, Nancy. Not only is it planned, and I'm going to just pop up some of these questions here so people can see this on the replay. Not only is it planned, but they've been rehearsing this for years and years and years. Oh yeah, see this? You've got some official military word right here from TAP, part of the Royal Air Force parade team. Regular rehearsals. They have been rehearsing this since the 60s, folks. And they literally murdered him so they can make the papers. Is that not murder? Is that just color me crazy? But if you're injecting something into somebody and you know it's a gram of cocaine and a bunch of smack, you're basically giving him a speedball. Same thing that killed John Belushi, Tom Petty songs. Come on, speedball right in the night clerk said, "Send me up a drink," you know. But this is what it is.
He will then pass on the information via a secure phone line to the Prime Minister, Theresa May. The demise of George VI was conveyed in a code word Hyde Park Corner to prevent switchboard operators from finding out. The civil servants are expected to use the code word London Bridge is down to convey the message. The Foreign Office's Global Response Center...
Well, I will tell you right now, that is no longer a secret phrase. I think they might want to change it.
Based at a secret location in London, will communicate the news to the 15 governments outside the UK where the Queen is also the head of state, and the 36 other nations of the Commonwealth for whom she has served as a symbolic figurehead. Okay. The governors generals and...
Think of this. Think of her. Listen to what she said. Listen to all of the foreign countries that are under her rule or...
based at a secret location in London, will communicate the news to the 15 governments outside the UK where the Queen is also the head of state, and the 36 other nations of the Commonwealth for whom she has served as a symbolic figurehead. The governors generals, ambassadors, prime ministers, and other important people in the country, as well as those abroad, will be informed
have already changed
first
the code word,
through
probably.
Secure lines, and it may take anywhere from some minutes to a few hours before the news is made public, and the rest of the world come to know about the demise of their beloved Queen.
From the demise of their beloved Queen, who they will get to enjoy. I just... Can we just weekend at Bernie's her just for like a couple weeks before they do all this? You know, can we just... I think that they got sticks and strings working her right now. Okay, she has been around for a hot minute.
News agency and all other global newswire services.
Well, then Teresa does not have the code word anymore. Now, this is a little older video. I honestly don't know what year this is from. I just found this information so fascinating. And Theresa May be an owner of possibly a cafe. Theresa May's Cafe.
Will be informed simultaneously. As a formal announcement, a footman in mourning clothes will emerge and post a black-edged notice to the gates of Buckingham Palace detailing a 10-day mourning period that will commence. At the same time, the palace website will be transformed into a single page showing the
10-day mourning period. You are about to be shown some more of the details of the official 10 days of darkness. Wonder where they got that phrase from, the 10 days of darkness. Your guess is as good as mine.
Same notice on a dark background. At BBC, a Cold War-era alert system called R.A.T.S, short for Radio Alert Transmission System, will be activated. Reporters and anchors have been rehearsing the death of the Queen for over 30 years, substituting the name Mrs. Robinson. For many years, they have performed mock storylines about the Queen Mother choking on a fish.
And now you're dead, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus ain't gonna let you in the door, 'cause you're a whore. And say goodbye, Mrs. Robinson. Throw your throne upon the ground today. Hey, 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 no more Theresa May.
These rehearsals will be immediately put into action. BBC 1, 2, and 4 will be interrupted. Programs will stop, and after a pause, news will be broadcasted on all of them together. The newsreaders will be wearing black suits and black ties as they inform the world of this unfortunate event in a depressed voice. This news will be repeated several times with silent breaks in between, after which BBC may go completely silent for a few hours. There is a network of blue...
Do I need to stop this fucking video right now for you, Blue Nomad? Are you being a fucking wise ass to me? Let me know, because maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. Okay? Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. But so far, what you're saying doesn't look good. Okay? So how about you shut the fuck up. Okay? Because I don't give a shit, man. We're trying to watch a video. And if you're coming in here trying to pop off and be a wise ass, maybe I'm misunderstanding you. Hopefully I am. Okay? because you ain't going to come in here and talk like that. You know? Okay. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Fuck it. Let's just watch
lights called obit lights installed at Britain's commercial radio stations. They are supposed to be activated in the event of a national catastrophe.
My bad. Okay. I have to be honest with you. I do get a lot of trolls that come in here. There have already been 3 in here already, and I've had to throw a couple people out. I'm a little on edge. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Perhaps I'm wrong. But what you said was, it just looked weird when you came in and said, who's dead? And then you went, you, in another comment later. That's like, did you ever hear Deep Thoughts of Jack Handy? Well, he says, you know, if you want to piss off your neighbor, you take a pumpkin, you take a note, and you put a knife in it, and you write on the note, you, and you put it on their door after you carve the pumpkin on Halloween. So a little sensitive. You don't have to understand. Don't worry about
catastrophe and are tested once a week. When the news of the Queen's demise breaks, these lights will start flashing to alert the DJs to switch to the news in a few minutes and play inoffensive.
No, I get it, and I apologize. I apologize.
Of music in the meantime. There is already a prepared list of music made up of 2 categories of sad and saddest songs available at every radio station to reach for in times of sudden mourning.
Look at what they
Online media outlets and newspapers already have news stories about the Queen's death, lengthy obituaries and articles.
What if when she dies, they just said, fuck it? You know, like, fuck it. Like, why do we have to do all this? Why do we have to do all this for this bat shit rich woman who steals everything from everybody allegedly?
Lined up to publish at a moment's notice. Major news organizations like The Guardian and Times are said to have had as much as 10 to 12 days of coverage ready to go.
But see, when I make a mistake, I apologize immediately. That was my fault. I misunderstood you. You know, I know that I appear to have superhuman strength and intellect, but, you know, I do make mistakes.
Experts on royal matters have already signed contracts with media houses to speak exclusively on those channels. For those who will be in the air, aircraft pilots will announce the news to them, and social media will do the rest of the work.
Social media will do the rest of the work. I can't even imagine what's going to happen to England on social media on the day that this old buzzard kicks the bucket. You know what I'm talking about?
Tom at St. Paul's is expected to ring every minute for several hours, while some others will sound for times equal to the Queen's age at her demise. This will be the beginning of 10 days of sorrow and spectacle, which are officially numbered as D-Day, D+1, D+2, and so on until D+9.
And during this whole time, guess what you're not going to see over in England? Television, radio, movies, social media. You know how social media is going to take care of it? You're going to see a big black cube with a crown on it on your screens.
The 18th Duke of Norfolk will be in charge, and Lord Chamberlain's office in the palace will be the center of operations. Both houses of Parliament will be called within hours of the monarch's death. People will go home early. News crews will assemble on a pre-agreed site outside the palace. They've got a confidential instruction book a couple of inches thick with every detail of what to do and what not to do. TV schedules for all coming days will be changed. Comedy shows will be restricted on BBC, and satire will go completely off air.
Wow.
The National Theatre...
Hey, no laughing. You hear me? No laughing when she dies. You understand me? Nobody laughs. Nobody.
Will close if the news breaks before 4 p.m. If there's a test match at Lord's, it'll be scrapped. The Marylebone Cricket Club already holds insurance for that matter. Rugby and hockey fixtures will be called off too, while football matches may go ahead.
Wait a second. Hold on. Rugby, field hockey, no. But that pitch is going to be cracking. That pitch is going to be cracking. You guys all have a soccer team out there? Oh, there will be such tap. It's going to be it's going to be like the most ridiculous show of how she wants to. Here's my thing. I think she just wants to show you all how she can control you even beyond her passing, you know?
Big screens will be erected in provincial cities.
Okay, so no TV except the TVs that they're going to put up. Everything else will be restricted.
Crowds can follow events taking place in London. Mayors across the country will mask their decorations.
Can somebody figure out how to get me one of these telephone booths in my house? I want to make this. I want to make a telephone booth like this part of the set. I want to design a new set, and I want one of these telephone booths. I think Tap would know.
With black flags.
Can you throw one of the truck and
Messages will pour in from presidents and parliaments from all over the world. Many nations are expected to announce a several.
They don't take a knee at the games in England, do they? Do they do that? They don't do that. They don't do that, do they?
Week mourning period for the Queen. Around 10,000 tickets will be sent for printing for invited guests, the first of which will be required for the proclamation of the new king. Dignitaries coming from European royal families will be put up at the palace. The rest will stay at the Claridge's Hotel.
That place is a shithole.
In the days that follow the announcement, the Royal Mint will begin producing new coins with the new monarch's image on them for issue upon accession. Despite the plethora of plannings, everything will have to be signed off by the new.
Hey, what I want to know is on the new stuff, it's going to be Charles, right? It's going to be the king. How are they going to fit his fucking ears on this shit? Allegedly, in a video game. How would they cram those ears in on their big ears? He's got a large set of ears on him, and they got to fit it on there allegedly. You know, and when I met him, I was like, wow. He could hear a lot of stuff. That's awesome. Look at those. They're beautiful. They're majestic. They're majestic.
Duke of Norfolk.
I love
the demise of the Queen will also be the moment of accession for a new monarch. Both of these things will go hand in hand. There'll be diplomatic assembling in London, not seen much since the death of Winston Churchill in 1965.
Wow.
Both houses will gather MPs and swear the oath of allegiance to the new sovereign. In the House of the Lords, the two thrones will be replaced by a single chair, and in the evening, Charles will make his first address as the head of state. At the same time, the Queen's body will be prepared to be kept in the throne room. The coffin lid must have a false lid to hold the crown jewels, with a rim at least 3 inches high.
Wait a second. What the fuck did they just say? Are the crown jewels on her? What?
Be prepared to be kept in the throne room. The coffin lid must have a false lid to hold the crown jewels, with a rim at least 3 inches high. Everything will be pre-calculated and perfectly planned.
Are you telling me that they're burying her with that shit? Oh my goodness gracious.
But what if the Queen dies abroad, or when she is in other parts of the country? There's nothing to be foreseen. In case of the Queen dying overseas, a jet aircraft from RAF's number 32 Squadron, known as the Royal Flight, will take off from the western ledge of London to bring her back, with a coffin on board. A first call coffin is always kept ready by royal undertakers in case of royal emergencies.
Oh, that's fine.
If she dies at Windsor Castle or Sandringham House, the coffin would be moved by car to Buckingham Palace within a couple of days.
So, okay.
The most elaborate plans are for what happens if she passes away in Scotland, where she spends 3 months of the year.
Now we got a problem.
This will initiate a complicated series of Scottish rituals.
Yes, that was another room that was, let me put this question up here. That was another room that was bedazzled in freaking gold from top to bottom. Probably some rubies and some topaz, some emeralds, whatever you got in there. Pearls. Well, no, they probably wouldn't put diamonds in the furniture. Would they?
Different cathedrals, at the end of which the coffin would be transported to Waverley Station and then taken by the royal train to London. People will line up to meet their queen at railway stations and throw flowers. A second train will run behind the first one to clear flowers and...
They're going to throw what? I don't think that's going to happen, my guy. I don't think all these people are going to show up with the bagpipes this time, pal.
Debris off the railway tracks. In every scenario, the Queen's body returns to the throne room in Buckingham Palace. On D1, the day after the Queen's demise, the flags will go back up, and at 11 a.m., Charles will be proclaimed the king in the entree room of St. James
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, I
Palace.
Can fly.
He will carry out the first official duties of his reign by swearing to protect the church in Scotland. The national anthem will be played on drums wrapped in black cloth, and trumpeters from the lifeguards will step outside to give 3 blasts. The proclamations will only just be getting started. Britain will be getting a new king for the first time in 66 years, and the world will be watching. This will be the time Britain will...
There's some crazy old mob guy in a New Jersey basement that puts on those, that probably has the crown jewels in his, like under his pizza place in some old oven in the basement. He's got the crown jewels there. He puts them on every once in a while. Takes out like a scepter, you know? He's like, hey, Teresa, vieni qua, guarda.
Will show its lost glory one more time. There will be no fleet of bulletproof.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to pause that right there and share the screen again. When I laughed, I just hit something. Sorry. That's all right. Share this. Okay. There we go, guys.
Everywhere. A group of men dressed up as characters of some Shakespeare drama will go by carriage to the statue of Charles I and read out the news again. A 41-gun salute will be fired from Hyde Park. Heralds with trumpets will then go around spreading the news.
41-gun salute. Hold on a second. How do you do that?
Gun salute will be fired from Hyde Park. Heralds with trumpets will then go around spreading the news around the country. High sheriffs will stand on steps of town halls to announce the new sovereign as per local customs. People will be capturing a glimpse of the might of the British Empire in their latest smartphones. Things will be very new to everyone, even for the ones doing it. This will be the time for Charles to go out and meet his people.
But here, usually at a typical military burial, you would just have the guys out with rifles, you know? I believe it was 7 of them. And this would be for someone, you know, like a officer or whatever. But it would be 7 guns, 7 guys with rifles shooting them 3 times as a 21-gun salute. I'm having trouble figuring out the math for the 41. But it's obviously not the same because they were using like cannon guns, you know, that kind of gun salute.
A 4-nation tour.
All kinds of different guns for different salutes, ladies and gentlemen, across the world. All kinds of different stuff. And you saw that whole argument with the whole conspiracy about the gun salutes with Biden and all that stuff. But, you know, whatever.
The new king will immediately kick off. He'll stop by places to attend services for remembrance of his mother and meet the leaders of the nation. Lots of it will be done walking around and not by being in a car. On D4, that is, the 5th day of the Queen's demise, her coffin will be taken from the throne room in Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall to lie in state for public viewing for 4 full days.
Right, I would imagine.
The procession from Buckingham Palace will be a huge military parade expected to accommodate 1 million people on the street.
Is that Diana's funeral? Because I see Harry and William. Is this Diana's funeral or is this Philip's funeral? Whose is this? They were younger. This must have... whose funeral is this?
It's of London. It's planned that the parade reaches Westminster Hall just on the hour so that the Big Ben starts.
You don't think Chuck's going to go out and shake some hands?
To chime as the wheels come to a stop. King Charles would be the first of an expected 500,000 mourners who will pay homage to their beloved queen.
I just always thought it was
a
weird,
wondrous queue at least 9 kilometers long, equipped with canteens, portable toilets, and police, will stream past the queen for 23 hours a day.
Portable toilets stream past the queen? I'm so sorry. I'm like a freaking 5-year-old. I got to hear that again.
To their beloved queen. A wondrous queue at least 9 kilometers long, equipped with canteens, portable toilets, and police, will stream past the queen for 23 hours a day.
I don't know. Maybe you want to rewrite that
4 soldiers
one, bro.
will stand vigil for 20 minutes at a time, with 2 ready in reserve. The most senior of the 4 will stand at the foot of the coffin,
somebody's going to try
while
and
the most
stream on the
junior
queen,
at the
if you
head.
know what I mean.
An exact replica of the hall will be set up somewhere nearby, so soldiers can practice their movement before they go on duty.
Game.
The queen's children.
Video game. Oh, that is very. That's Chuck. Whew. What? What did you say?
And grandchildren, including women for the first time, will arrive unannounced and stand.
I'm going to stream on the queen. Queen stream.
Vigil over their coffin as per tradition.
I'm going fucking live. If this buzzer kicks it, I'm sorry. If this majestic monarch of the British Empire is to fight her untimely demise. No, her timely demise was in 1971.
The night before the funeral, there will have been church services in towns across the UK. Football stadiums will be open for memorial services if necessary.
You got to have Elton John at this shindig. If you don't have Elton John at this shindig, I mean...
Before the dawn on D9, the funeral day, the jewels will be taken off the coffin and cleaned in the silent hall.
Elton John does a Queen version of Goodbye Norma Jean, a la The Funeral from Diana, and brings it together. You see, you have to have a whole creative thing put together here, and you have to bring it home. That's how you put it together. Elton John is going to be the glue betwixt these two historical events, you know? And Goodbye Norma Jean, Queen rhymes with G, you know? Goodbye, England's bitch.
It'll be the day of great sorrow. People will wake up to a day off. The stock market will not open. Shops will close or go to bank holiday hours, and people will display the picture of the Queen in their windows. At 9 a.m., Big Ben will strike. The bells hammer.
Is everybody going to do that? Is that a rule? Are you going to get a ticket over there if you don't put in her picture? Can you just put a picture of a buzzard in the window?
Will then be covered with a leather pad, and it will ring out in muffled tones. Queen Elizabeth II will be the first British monarch to have her funeral in the Westminster Abbey since George II in 1760. At 11 o'clock, the coffin will arrive at the Abbey doors. The country will fall silent. The clatter will stop, train stations will cease announcements, buses will stop, drivers will get out at the side of the road, RAF will be grounded, and time will come to a halt.
Okay.
The Archbishop...
Time will come to an absolute halt. First of all, let's just go back. Let me just... I really have to hear this last part. Because...
Stations will cease announcements, buses will stop, drivers will get out at the side of the road, RAF will be grounded, and time will come to a halt.
What?
The Archbishop will speak inside the Abbey with 2,000
and time will come to a halt.
Guests sitting. Broadcasters will refrain from showing royal faces. When the coffin emerges again, it'll be placed on the Green Gun carrier and hauled by 138 junior sailors of the Royal Navy. From Hyde Park Corner, the hearse will go 23 miles by road to Windsor Castle, where the Queen's...
Navy guys. Seamen, right? What will she be surrounded by? Seamen. Seamen. The men of the sea.
Body will be buried. The royal household will be waiting for their queen standing on the grass.
Will there be seamen?
The coffin will go inside, the cloister gates will close, and cameras will stop broadcasting. This will be the end of an era. This will be the start of a turbulence. The royalty will never be the same again.
My goodness. It will never be the same again. Wow. Well, look, what can I say? All right. That is your 10 days of darkness. That is the queen surrounded by Navy seamen, being brought to her final resting place after they shut everything down for 10 days. And then they print out the new head on the biscuits. They got biscuits for everybody. Everybody gets biscuits. All right. Everybody gets biscuits. And make sure you like and share this out, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming here and joining me today. Again, liking, sharing, that is going to be the best way to do it. If you want to go above and beyond that, I've got some things in the description. We're always buying new stuff for the show and donating to some very, very, very good causes, which I post on Instagram, Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. Please join me there. If you are not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Like this before you leave, because it was funny as shit. Because if I laughed, that's got to be funny. Because I don't like anything. But I really do appreciate you guys joining me today. And as usual, I really, really, really am grateful for the times we spend here. And yeah, you call it the Royal Senior Service. I call it Navy Seaman. Royal Seaman. Royal Seaman, right? She's going to have a bunch of Royal Seamen draped about her on the day of her burial. That's what they just said. I mean, is that not a fact? Am I fucking hallucinating here? Man. All right, make sure you like and share this one out. I think a lot of people are going to like this one. What's funny is I think it came up in the recommended window earlier because I added to my description and everything, and I put in a good title. So I'm going to be improving a lot of the deets on my content. So make sure you subscribe, like, set the notifications, because I drop things like this kind of unannounced every once in a while. But I do appreciate you being here. I could not do this without you. I'm going to see you on the next one. Full send.
The truth, the truth set you free, set you free.
Thank you so very much for being here today. We're going to see you on the next one. Make sure you like and share. Everybody for joining me here today. From the pineapple to the big apple, from Maine to Spain. This has been another edition. I can't wait. I hope you'll join me. Thank you so much. Who loves you? I do.